Will you sell your soul to make your dreams come true? You do whatever it takes to get to the top, but sometimes the stakes are too high. You lose so much of yourself getting there.
Oh, you better put that nasty ass tongue back in your mouth or rip it out. Yes, ma'am.
All of them. You name your biggest black actors, you name your biggest white actors, you name your biggest female Latino actresses, they all have to do it. A blood oath. Now you bend over. Now every orifice that you have is going to be annihilated.
This Sanford & Son actor recently came out with what it took to reach the top of his game in Hollywood. He had seen it all and was forbidden to talk about it until now. He was a decorated Army veteran, a top-selling Hollywood actor, and an author, and he even became an ordained minister. DeMond Wilson told the media,
"You cannot make it to the top in that industry without selling your soul."
Grady DeMond Wilson was born to a devout Catholic family in Valdosta, Georgia on October 13, 1946. They lived in Sugar Hill, Harlem, an area that was home to many showbiz personalities of that time. Their home was on a 4-story high-rise, and his mother had to go up and down 4 flights of stairs, which ultimately led to her having 2 miscarriages. When DeMond's mother was pregnant with him, she decided to move in with her mother in fear of another miscarriage. She did not want to lose the baby again, as she was already 46 years old. During an interview, DeMond Wilson said that his mother had told the family, "This one is my last chance, and he is going to be special." His mother stayed with her parents until little DeMond was about 1 month old.
She went to stay with her mother so she wouldn't have to go up and down stairs. She wanted to keep this one. She said, "I feel like this one is my last chance, and he's going to be special."
DeMond felt so attached to his hometown, Valdosta, as his grandparents, parents, and sister were buried there. He grew up in New York City and studied ballet and tap dancing as a child at the Hoskins School of Culture. He learned basic ballet there, but did not want to pursue ballet because other kids in the block would harass him. DeMond was talented, making his Broadway debut at age 4. He danced at the Harlem's 1,500-seat Apollo Theater when he was just 12 years old. Age 13 was a critical year for young DeMond. His appendix ruptured, and he almost died from complications. During the illness, he vowed to serve God in a ministerial capacity when he reached adult life. DeMond Wilson joined the United States Army in the 4th Infantry in 1966. "It was horrible," he says. "It was not something I wanted to talk about too much. I was in one of the first waves to go to Vietnam, but it was hell. And when I returned home, I was not welcomed back. I went for a job interview at Wall Street in uniform. The people in the subway were jeering at me and calling me a murderer."
And on top of that, when I came home, walked down the street with my uniform on in New York City. I went down to Wall Street. My nephew had an interview for me on Wall Street, and I went down, I wore my uniform. And people were jeering me in the subways and calling me murderer. And so when I hear people say, "Thank you for your service," it's almost like a joke.
He served in Vietnam till 1968, when he was wounded and returned to the USA. DeMond was featured in several Broadway stage productions as a decorated war hero before moving on to Hollywood. DeMond Wilson did his first movie in Toronto, Canada, and moved back to